What up? This is Caroline with the CWC podcast, where we believe that life without your favorite foods is not worth living. I'm going to be talking a lot about my journey to food freedom, and of course, I will always keep it real by sharing the good, the bad, and of course, the ugly. Okay, well, let's just jump in and get started. And so, first of all, before I kind of go into this and we get started here, so Hannah is my client. She has had the most amazing transformation. She's the most amazing human, and she's had so much success that I want not only for you to share your story, but I want you to kind of give a background to, how I want to know how you found me, which is, I'm sure, through Ashley on Instagram.
Yes.
And kind of what made you initially reach out and be like, hey, I want to get my macros calculated. And then just kind of like tell us what happened after that.
Okay, so my sister-in-law is Ashley Meacham. She's actively Ash on Instagram, and she obviously was so successful. And just like the second she started counting macros, started seeing a difference, and I started seeing a difference in her. So I watched for a while. I've never ever been like on a diet or like, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to eat, or like, that's never been something that I really thought about. I mean, I never really was super, it's kind of good. I wasn't super confident or like happy with how I looked, but I also wasn't like, well, I'm not going to starve myself. I'm not going to do this.
Right.
But seeing Ashley, we both had, 2 daughters, 2 kids, in a few years, and seeing her have success and just see those changes in her body kind of had me thinking like, okay, like I can be more healthy and I can love how I look. And this is a way to do that, because another thing is I'm like the pickiest eater in the world. So I want people to know, like, if I can do this, I've lost 45 pounds eating like Chick-fil-A and protein shakes.
Damn, I didn't know it was a total of 45. That is insane.
45.
Insane.
45 pounds. Yeah.
Damn.
And I truly fit what I want to eat into my macros. Like, I'm not super healthy. I'm not eating salad or grilled chicken every day. Like, I'm happy. I'm eating what I want. I drink my Diet Coke every day.
That is like the ultimate fucking testimonial. And it never gets old hearing that, because I feel like back in the day, it was very much like, what diet are you doing? And this was me and my friends. It was like, what diet are you doing? I need to do that. Ooh, but I don't want to eat like that. Oh, you're taking this cleanse or something. And it was just, I mean, I can remember just being utterly miserable. And I was one that, like, I tried all of them and I hated it every time I did one. And the fact that you can sit here and be like, I drink my Diet Coke, I have Chick-fil-A, I don't eat grilled chicken and salad, and I've lost 45 pounds and had this amazing transformation that's what women want to hear. They don't want to hear, well, yeah, I got in great shape, but I'm living in the gym and eating chicken and broccoli every day. No one wants to live like that. I don't care who you are. No one likes eating like that.
Right. I agree. And moms can't really do that. I pick up my kids from school and we go to Chick-fil-A or we go to McDonald's, and maybe I'm not getting like a 10-piece nugget meal, large fry, large Dr. Pepper like I used to. But I'm getting fries and I'm getting an ice cream cone if I want to. I'm saving room for those things that I really like and make my day better.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I always tell people who aren't really ready yet, whether it's financially or mentally or whatever, not ready to start the full program. I always say, I'm like, just start reducing your portions. Don't say like, I can't go have McDonald's or I can't have Wendy's or whatever. You can have literally all of those things, but don't get, like you said, don't get the large fry, don't get the large soda, get like half of what you normally would get and then eat it and enjoy it. And don't, beat yourself up while you're sitting there having it. I used to do that all the time. So
for sure. And I don't think people realize like sure, you're having to get smaller portions, but you're still getting the calories and the things that you are supposed to be getting. It's not like you're cutting down to like this 1100 calorie diet. You're cutting down to like where your body is supposed to be and what your body wants.
Right.
So
And also, I remember when Ashley, a while ago, she had, messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, I see that you're kind of like eating what you want and you keep talking about this macro tracking. And she was like, tell me what you think my macros should be at. And I remember I calculated them for her. And it was so funny because she was eating like, I don't remember what it was and I don't want to misquote, but like it was low. Like I want to say it was like 12 or 1300 calories. And I was like, oh my God, you are like super active. You need like double what you're eating. And she was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, no, yes, that's what you need. So we started her out. I can't remember. I think it was like 1800 or something. And I just, when I calculate someone's macros, I do it all the time. So I don't always get that like response of, hey, look at this transformation, because they just do the macros. And that's why I tell people now, I'm like, take pictures, save them. I want to see your progress. And Ashley sent me a photo like way down the road and I was like blown away. She was like, I was able to drop that last 15 pounds that like, no matter what I did, it would not come off. And I was like, just tracking the macros. And she was like, yep. And obviously since then she's like, just kept it going.
Oh
And
God.
she's now eating like 20, I think we have her at like 2,500 or maybe even 26. She's eating like
It is
2,600
insane.
calories a day,
And
which is
she
a
looks,
lot of
I mean,
food. She's
so
tiny.
good. Have you
She's
seen
like,
her? She's freaking muscular and tiny
yep.
and just hot.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And she's finally at that spot now where honestly, I feel like you're there too. And you guys are only going to keep going up. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions that most women, a lot of women who are going to watch this podcast are going to in their head be thinking like, they're probably not eating very much. Like I need to eat less and do more cardio. And it is literally the exact opposite of that. I mean, you're going to just keep getting your calories raised, just like Ashley. And the more you eat, the smaller you will get.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with myself. I'm happy with how I look. I went on a girls' trip recently and I just felt so comfortable in my clothes. I felt so good by the pool in a two-piece after my two kids. I literally remember saying like, I will never wear a bikini again. Like it just is, it's life-changing and I'm not miserable. And even some of the girls on the trip were like, are you like, they would see me eating throughout the day and like, we all like would smoke a little bit and have the munchies.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, are you eating that? Like, is that part of your thing? I'm like, oh, I can eat whatever I want. And they're just like so shook. So I'm sure you'll be getting called by them too.
I love that. And honestly, like that's my most favorite thing is like, it doesn't have to be like this big secret. And it's like, no, I really do eat what I want. And that's why I love elaborating on how, because a lot of women will hear that and they immediately will be like, that's bullshit. She doesn't eat like that in private. She's eating chicken. And that is where like, it's like, no, no, no. I really do honestly eat what I want. I'm eating smaller amounts of it and I'm tracking how much I get. And I think that was the biggest thing that I learned when I started tracking was how much I was eating. Like I eat a lot and I didn't realize. I was like, I don't eat very often during the day. I don't get it. How am I not losing weight? And then when I started measuring like the salad dressings and like just that type of stuff was mind boggling. And the olive oils and the avocado, like you just don't know how many calories are in certain items. And that is when you're like, oh shit, that's why I've gained how much weight and I can't get it off.
It's insane. I truly like two things. Had never looked at a serving size and had never picked up like a measuring cup probably like for cereal or whatever it is that I'm wanting. Like I wasn't doing any of that. So when I started and then I would finish my meal or my serving, I would be like, I don't even feel like I need anymore. Like that was enough.
Yeah.
And it fit perfectly into my, my Fitness Pal, my macros.
Yeah. Speaking of talking about like a cup or a measuring cup of cereal, I mean, when you measure out like a half cup or even I think a cup of Cheerios is like 20 carbs. It's not a lot, but it's also not a lot of cereal. Like when you pour it in, you're like, oh,
yeah.
I normally would eat like a mixing bowl of this and it would be like 100 grams of carbs. And I don't know. It's like, those are the types of things that you start kind of like putting together. And my most favorite thing about what I do with all of my clients, including you, is just being able to say like, you'll literally never be on a diet again. Like you won't, and I know you didn't
Never.
do that, but like a lot of women yo-yo diet and they hop all year long between different fucking diets and they never are happy and they never lose weight. And then I'm like, okay, you don't ever have to diet ever again. Like just learn macros, learn measuring portion size. The more that you know, you can't ever unlearn it. That's the beauty of this. I really do believe.
I totally agree. I even am now to the point where I don't feel like I even really have to track like every little thing because it's kind of memory now. Like I know how much
Yeah.
of this that I eat because I've eaten it 5 million times.
Yep.
You know, it's pretty like low key once you get the hang of it. I do tell people though that ask me like, do you have any advice for starting out? I'm like, be super consistent and be super like on it and do it and memorize everything. That way later down the road, you don't really have to worry about those things. You just know.
Yep.
I feel like that's maybe where I was really successful with it was I was so anal about it in the very beginning. That now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really glad I did that because I remember everything that I need to do. You know, if I'm not around my phone or if I'm,
Yeah.
you know, out to dinner or whatever.
And you have to be in the beginning pretty diligent with it because if you
Yes.
start out and you're like, but what if I need to be higher? And what if I need to eat lower? And you bounce back and forth, your body is never going to have time to adjust to a set of macros. And I think that that is really important that you said that because you do have to kind of stick it out and be consistent for at least, I would say, 8 to 12 weeks, just so that your body, like that's how long it takes our bodies to get used to shit, whether it's medicine or a meal plan or whatever you're doing. And then, like you said, at the end, you eat probably, you're like me, I think that you probably eat the same things like most days.
Yeah.
And once you do that, then you don't even have to track. You know exactly how much you're getting. Yes, you're eyeballing, but at least you're like able to not have to track it and get it and say, okay, I know what I'm getting. I do a protein shake in the morning or egg whites or whatever it is. And, you know, just memorize those portion sizes. So what I want to ask you how, because this was a question that came in, how long was it before you started seeing results?
Well, I feel like my answer might be a little different than other people's. I was really unhealthy. Like I was drinking probably like a gallon of Dr. Pepper a day.
A gallon?
Like, I don't know.
Holy
like I'm not joking. I was drinking a lot of Dr. Pepper. I was like eating whatever I wanted. I would like go go buy breakfast and then I would like go buy lunch. Then I like order in dinner. So it wasn't like, you know, oh, some meals I would just cook and make at home. Like, no, I was eating full ass meals for every single meal of the day. And I was like, if there was candy in the kitchen or little snack cakes and I was hungry and I wanted a snack, like I just had no control.
Gotcha.
Which was fine. Like it didn't bother me at the time. But then when I finally was like, I don't like how I look. I don't want to look like this. And I finally know of a way where I don't have to, but I also don't have to be miserable. That's when I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to bring this in. And okay, sorry. Can you ask the question again?
So how long, like once we started and you started tracking your macros, like how long was it till you started really seeing results?
Okay, so I did see results pretty quickly because of how like night and day I started eating. Sorry, are you able to edit the other part out?
Yes, you are fine.
Okay. I was like, where was I going with that?
I do that all the time when I'm recording, and I feel like it's like partially ADHD because I'll be talking, and then in the middle of like a sentence, I'm like, wait, what? Where was I going with this?
I had no idea where I was going, but I would say, I just started seeing differences instantly because I started, you know, drinking the water like you recommended. You know, I cut out things that I was doing that I knew I shouldn't have been doing, but once I cut them out, I mean, I just started seeing so many differences, especially mentally, you know, like learning that you don't have to have those things. Like if you're craving a, you know, 2-pack of a little cake, you can eat one and be good.
Yeah.
And you still have your macros for later. Like you're not having to starve. You're not having to just eat one and then nothing later. Just mentally huge difference right away. Like the first few weeks was like, oh my God, okay, I get it. Like I was overdoing it. I learned my lesson. Physically, I would say the first few weeks I was, way less bloated. I way liked how my clothes fit so much better. And that's probably just the water and going on walks and just, being mindful. It's really, that's all it is. I mean, the weight fell off for me. I think the first probably 6 weeks I had already lost like 12 or 15 pounds. So
damn, which I mean, the inflammation alone and just from cutting down on your soda was probably what kind of escalated you seeing results, because really, if you are consuming a lot of sugar or soda or even dairy, and then you start doing something like this, like you will notice a massive like drop in your inflammation almost immediately. Hang on. What happened? Wait, there you are. Okay.
Sorry, lost you.
No. That's okay. I think it did this when I was filming last time for like just a second, but no, what I was basically just saying like that, you'll notice a massive decrease in bloating and inflammation and water that will literally just flush out of you once you stop having all of those things that cause that inflammation. And I will say that like the thing that I've noticed with you since you started, and it's been a while, like, I mean, over a year, your confidence is like on another level. And that is the most fun and exciting thing for me to see with any of my clients, is watching that like mental transformation happen. And you literally just like, it's almost like you're emerging out of this shell and you just act different, you carry yourself different. And that is the most amazing thing that I get to see. And I love like every single time I get, like yesterday when I went on your Instagram story and you did like your hair and you were doing like a little video and you like turned around and like gave the video camera a little, I was like, damn.
Thank you.
I love it.
I feel better about myself. I love my body. I feel, I'm happier. I do agree. Like everyone should love themselves, love your body, but if you don't, change it. And that's what I did. I love body empowerment. I love body positivity. I love women who love themselves and share how they look whatever state they're in. But if you're not that person and you were like, I want to love my body, then fucking do it. Like make a change and do it. If I can do it, literally anyone can do it.
I used to say that when I started my transformation years ago, because everybody knew it was very similar to you. Like I would post pictures of food all day, every day. And that was my thing. And I was overweight and I didn't like my body, but I wasn't like talking about it. I was just eating every day and posting pictures of like fucking cheese fries and like all this crap. And so when I started my transformation, that was the first thing women started asking me. They were like, what are you doing? What's the magic secret? You love food. Like, how are you losing weight and like getting in shape? And I was like, well, I'm just doing it. And I remember that was like my answer. And I felt really stupid because I was like, I'm just going to the gym and I'm eating what my coach is telling me to eat. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking a pill. I'm not like injecting anything. And, it's a boring answer. But at the end of the day, it really just does fall back on what you said. It's just being intentional. And I've been preaching that these past 2 weeks of just, even if it's a small thing and you can't do like a full overhaul and go to the gym 5 days a week. You don't have to do that. Like how often are you working out?
I mean, like I go on walks, Caroline.
Okay, so like even more amazing is like so many women are like, well, she's probably like working out twice a day. It's like, no, a lot of my clients who have had the most like jaw dropping, and your transformation is fucking jaw dropping. Most of them are like, I don't really work out. And then it's like, holy shit, I can do this from just like manipulating like my proteins, carbs, and fats. And it's like, yes.
For sure. Hit that
Oh,
protein, girl.
right? I'm
I
making
even
notes
tell
here.
people, I even tell people like starting out, if they're like, I'm so busy or I don't like to track everything. I'm like, try hitting your protein first. Like,
Hmm.
try hitting your protein and eating less of what you're eating. And I've had friends come back and be like, I drank my water, like you said, and I hit my protein and I'm already seeing a difference. So that will make you want to do the rest because you're going to
Yep.
see it start changing. Once you start
Yep.
seeing your body changing, it's like, okay, I can do this. Like, this is me. This is what I'm putting into my body. This is how I'm treating my body. And it is making a difference.
Yep. That is 100%. Start with like one little thing. If you're overwhelmed,
Yeah,
start with protein. That's probably the most underused tool
for
that women
sure.
are not, and they just don't know. And it's just not, it's not the lack of knowledge. I didn't know jack shit about protein. I was probably eating 2 grams of protein a day
Oh,
before I
same.
started doing any of that. Um, okay. So I want to, and also I want to really just note how you're setting such a good example for your daughters. Like, and you're not going to be tracking forever. You aren't even you're pretty much intuitively eating, which is where all of our clients, that's the end of the road for all of our clients. I don't want someone to track macros when they're 80 years old. Like, you get it,
Yeah.
you learn it, and then you start intuitively eating. And it really is such a powerful message to send to your girls, because I can speak for most millennials. Our boomer parents, like, my mom had me in Weight Watchers, like, they have a very disordered way of eating and the way they view food in their bodies. And I didn't want to fucking live like that. And I have a daughter and I don't want to pass that shit down to her.
Me either. I've said this before, every woman helped raise me. My mom, my grandmas, my whoever. I remember them always thinking they were so fat, and I
Hmm.
remember being like, "But you're not." Like I
Yep.
remember thinking they're not fat, and then when I got older, at one point I was overweight, but
Hmm.
when
Right.
before I even had kids, even in high school as a 115-pound like flyer, I remember thinking like, God, I don't really like how I look, or I'm overweight, or there's this stuff on my stomach that I don't really like.
Yep.
And that's totally just from learning. That's what I learned, that maybe how I looked wasn't like the standard of what they thought I was supposed to look like. And I just want to unlearn those things. And I also
Yes.
I don't want those things to ever go through my daughter's head. So
No. And I think that is what is the most important thing that I'm seeing with this next generation is they're not buying into all that shit. They're not buying into this warped mentality. Just like you said, I was thin and I had body image issues when I was in high school. And I was like I was 115 pounds. Who
yeah,
has body image issues when you're 115 pounds? Like, nothing was ever good enough. Like, it
yeah.
doesn't matter how thin you were. My stomach was always hanging over. I was always obsessed about my stomach. Like, it was just exhausting. And it just fucks with your brain so much. And anyway, okay, we're going to keep moving on here. So let's see here. The hardest and easiest thing about tracking macros. We can maybe talk about that. What has been your favorite thing so far about working with me as your coach and community with Caroline?
Well, first of all, right off the bat, following you was kind of what made me be like, oh, I can do that. And I think that's what I love because you're so real and authentic. And if you're eating guacamole and French fries and ice cream in your hotel room at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to talk about it. And I love that.
Yep.
Rather than, there's people out there that are eating French fries and then posting their photo on the treadmill, like working off my fries. Like, fuck no, like eat your fries and enjoy them. And you're not working them off. They're working for you. And you're going to have the body you want, even if you eat what you want. So I
Word.
love that. I love that. I love how real you are. And you're just like, I feel like I have a friend too, who's gone through
100%.
very similar, I feel like, very similar, things in life and
Yeah.
come out on top. So
I feel exactly the same way about you. And I honestly, my most favorite thing about what I do and just really coming online and being on social media is that I don't have to really filter myself. I guess I could, but I just don't see. I did filter a little bit for a while. And then I just got to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to be me. I have to be 100% authentic. And I will say that like nothing I have ever shared hasn't been like me. I just put it out there. And if, like you said, if I'm having French fries in the middle of the day, like I'm not going to be like having French fries and I'm going to go to the gym and work it off. Like I don't live like that. And I don't believe that if you do, that's great. But I just don't think that that is something that I want to perpetuate, so to speak, or put out there. And because then it really does put your brain to, okay, well, she's having French fries, but then she's going to go to the gym and run. Like, that's what I have to do. And it's like, no, no. No, you got to live your life first. You can work out to feel good and the rest will take care of itself. So,
yeah. And I think that's why you're so successful is just how real you are and how out there you put your food that you like. And if it's mac and cheese and Doritos, you're posting it. And I love that. I love Sonic.
I was dying last night when we were talking about this Sonic thing because we used to live right up the street from a Sonic, and my husband and I would drive to Sonic almost nightly. And we were way, way, way younger back then. And he would get like corn dogs and cheddar bites and cheddar peppers and the freaking Reese's Blast, which now I need to go to Brahms, like you said, and get him.
Way more Reese's in the Brahms mix than the Sonic.
Brahms is, I will say that I don't eat there often, but it is like superior when it comes to, I even think their burgers are really good, but their shakes and ice cream are definitely superior to Sonic.
Yeah, I agree. I grew up in a really small town. Like Sonic was one of the only restaurants. So I've lived off Sonic for about 27 years now. So I'm proud of it.
So what is your favorite like menu, like a food item from Sonic aside from ice cream?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've told you this. I love the soft pretzel at Sonic. They came out with a soft pretzel. Holy shit. It's so good. Oh yeah. Even when I was like counting my macros, I was going to Sonic and fitting my soft pretzel into my macros.
I love that.
And logging it.
Had a soft pretzel.
Oh, it's so good. My kids love them too. Now every day after school, they're like, "Can we go get a soft pretzel?" I'm like, "Hell yeah."
Oh my God. Okay. Now I need to go to Sonic just to get the soft pretzel.
Yeah. But of course I love like their chicken and their mozzarella sticks, all the fried food. If it's fried, I like it. It's good.
Yeah. Cheddar peppers are probably my favorite. Okay. So I want to shift a little bit and now let's talk, I want to talk a little bit about like beauty stuff. I want to talk about like maybe what is your favorite, and this is just me being selfish wanting to know, what is your favorite beauty treatment or anything that you have done
that I get done to myself?
Yes.
Probably my hair.
Okay.
My hair is like so fake. This is a lot of fake hair. You didn't know that?
It's not your no.
Yeah. This is not.
Stop.
I bought it. Swear. Like
it looks real. Oh my. No. I love it.
I go to the queen of hair. Her name is Brandy Campbell, and she owns Hair & Co. where I spray tan. She like tours and travels the United States and teaches other girls how to do hair. It's so badass. And she's the queen, and I go to her and I'll never leave her. And if one day she's charging $50,000 to do hair, I'm going to have to get another job because I'm never going without it. I'll get a third job to get my hair done.
Right? No, but I love that like, that's exactly why I wanted to ask you. So is it hard to maintain or is it just like same shit, different day? You just wash it and dry it and.
It's a little harder to maintain. I have a lot of hair put in my head. Most people don't have this much. Okay. But I'm a little extra. I need more. I need full. So I get a lot of blowouts, so I don't have to do my own hair. But if I do, I use shampoo and condition the same. It just takes a long fucking time to blow dry it.
Mm-hmm. But I know that just because my hair is like super long now, and it is a pain in the ass when I have to like do it and dry it and straighten it. I'm like, just because there's so much of it, and then I'm constantly like yanking it when I'm laying down in the bed at night.
Yes.
But I love your hair.
Thank
And
you.
I had literally no idea that it
That's
was like that.
hilarious.
I'm
I did not know
serious.
that. You didn't know that.
No.
My hair is shorter than your hair, like naturally.
Holy crap. It
That's
looks
my hair.
freaking bomb. Damn. Man, that freaking thing you posted yesterday, I was like, holy shit. Like, I just love that. You just
Thank
looked
you.
amazing.
Thank
So
you so much.
and now like I'm getting that one treatment that we talked about yesterday, the skin tin. And
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be nervous. People are always like, what are you so nervous about? You're covered in tattoos. Like you've been through worse pain. Like this is not that painful, but I've never done
I'm not
it. So
gonna
I'm
lie.
like,
I thought that yesterday when you were like, what am I gonna like feel like? I'm like, bitch, you are tattooed from throat to toes. What are you? But I have had that treatment done. It's called the skin pin. It's microneedling, resurfacing. You're doing it at the treatment room.
yeah.
They're amazing. They do all my stuff, my Botox, my lips, everything. But I love the skin pin. It's basically like resurfacing your face. You're gonna look like you don't have pores, which is amazing.
Okay. Does it do anything for like if you have sunspots or no?
To a certain extent, it can break them up
Okay.
a little bit.
But you really need laser for that, right?
Laser, chemical peels, stuff like that. So
Okay. Well, I'm excited. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going for my very first, Hannah is going to spray me next Tuesday.
yeah.
And I'm so fucking excited. I can't even tell you. Like I'm really excited. I'm so I haven't had a spray tan like for someone actually spraying me in a really long time. Cause I use Hannah's mousse. Like I've been using it forever and it's like the best mousse ever. And I used to spray tan people. I had my own like mobile spray tanning business. I used all sorts of different like mousses, and yours is hands down the fucking best, like best quality
Thank
ever.
you. Yeah, I love it too. Everyone asks me like, do you spray tan yourself? I'm like, I just use my mousse, and they can't believe it because it looks literally like the freshest spray tan. It's just,
it does.
nice.
It looks like you got an actual spray tan from a tech, and it never looks orange. So I feel like we always have to say that because that's the first thing people are like, but is it orange? And I'm like, no, I don't even, it looks like you have like a tan from a vacation.
Yeah. It's so natural. I love
it.
It's the best one I've tried
too. Yes.
For
yes.
sure.
It's like, even if you make a mistake, you can be like, oh, and like rub a little bit more and then it like blends it all together.
Yeah. It's so nice. It's amazing.
So you are going to be getting your own, or you do have your own place basically. And it's going to be opening. You don't know when?
Hopefully October.
Okay. October. I am coming down for the freaking opening.
I'm going to have a grand opening. I need to make sure it's okay with Chisholm Creek. Chisholm Creek, if you're watching this, I hope this is okay. I'm going to throw a big fucking party. Like I want all of Chisholm Creek to be there. I'm going to invite all my clients. I want to have like live music and
oh my God, fun.
Like vendors. I want everyone to be there. So I'm so pumped, man. Yeah, I have been doing this for like 5.5 years. We started out of our garage. My husband, Cody, built a little makeshift room in our rent house.
I love that.
Yeah. So this has been a long time coming and I'm so pumped. I just still sometimes can't believe it. I'm like, wait, am I really doing this? Like, is this mine? Is this real?
That is fucking amazing. Like the fact that you're going to have a storefront that's huge. You should be so proud of yourself.
I'm so proud. I'm excited. So
just killing it, man. Killing it.
Thank you.
So what is now I'm going to get to like a couple of questions. So what is your most favorite food item? Hands down.
Probably like fried chicken.
That's my husband's favorite.
Fried chicken and pizza. I can eat either of those things at any time of day, like 6 a.m., midnight, 4 o'clock. I can eat it.
I love that. So how do you order your pizza? Like, what's your favorite pizza?
Pepperoni pizza. That's it. I just like pepperoni, light sauce, not too much sauce.
I do the same thing. I always order light on the sauce.
I don't like it when there's too much sauce.
Ugh, I don't either. I won't eat it if it's like overflowing with sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, I always ask every single guest that comes on the CWC podcast what their favorite Queen song is. So,
Okay, so my favorite song, oh gosh, I don't know. But the last, scene in the movie in Bohemian Rhapsody when he's out there, singing
Live Aid.
We will. And all the people are stomping and clapping, and it's just showing him perform his ass off, and he's, not feeling well, obviously. He's dying.
Yeah.
That made my life, like, that's just so impressive to me. So I always think about that song and that like performance in general.
I love that you brought Live Aid up because no one's ever, they always just will say a song. And you said basically the Live Aid performance, which really, in my opinion, is like hands down the best performance of all time. I don't think anyone will ever top that. But I love that you said that because it gives me goosebumps every single time I watch. Like when I watch like the real performance of him, like it's like on another level.
It's really crazy. Like he just really pulls it together for his fans. I feel like it's impressive to me. And I'm a huge, like, something I always relate with you on is like, I'm big on music. Like I love music. I love live music. I love putting my AirPods in and listening to music. Like there's not many times where I don't have something at least playing in the background. So I feel like we always can kind of bond over that. And I love all the movies about the musicians, and Bohemian Rhapsody is my favorite. So I love when you post about that.
So you've seen Elvis, I know.
I own Elvis. I've watched it twice now.
I don't know what it is about that movie or what it's laced with, but I cannot get enough. I think I've watched it like 30 times. And it, like, every time I turn it on, it's like my first time watching it all over again.
Yeah, you really do catch new little things like each time you watch it. It's addicting. I love it. It's so real. And I think it really shows what probably a lot of musicians actually probably still go through, but it's not out there like it used to be, you know? So,
I know.
Yeah, even like is it Tom Hanks, his perspective, like just all of it coming from him, and seeing how the manager kind of pushed him and made him do a lot of stuff that maybe he felt like he wouldn't have been able to do. That was kind of sad and just
super sad.
It's very emotional. Like, he's saying like, I didn't kill him. I'm sure he really had that guilt.
I have such a different perspective on him. I'm like, you're dead to me. Like you took so much advantage of him, and
I had no idea.
I didn't, you watch a movie like that, like a biopic, and you're like, okay, how much of this was true? Like, was it partially true? Because Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, which I love the movie, obviously, but it wasn't as factual as I thought. But Elvis was like to a T. Almost every single thing that happened in the movie happened in real life. And like, except obviously the end when he fired him. But like, I don't know. I just was like, that's disturbing if that actually happened to him. Like, I just couldn't.
That's so sad.
Like an animal in a cage is what it felt like. And I just feel like it is a very emotional movie. And I don't know. I feel like we just gave a lot away. I shouldn't have put like a spoiler.
That's okay. Animal in a cage is like such a good way to look at it. And like, that's the background that he came from. So it's like, oof, it's kind of sickening, but he was a fucking mega star. So it's like, I don't know.
I know. I like how Baz did it because I feel like he really played it up for the younger generation with like how, a lot of the music was current, and you have to do that to like hit a young generation who has made, well, I mean, obviously everyone knows who Elvis is, but they don't know, he's been long gone now that they're growing up. So now that they get like a fresh vision.
Yeah, hearing those songs and things kind of took me back like to my grandma and her playing songs, or a song coming on and her being like, man, I love this song, or I grew up to this song, or, my grandpa and your grandpa and I walked down the aisle to this song, or, it was kind of nostalgic hearing those. And Casey Musgrave's rendition of the one song, like, blows my mind. Yes.
Can't Help Falling in Love. Yeah.
I like listen to it every time I get in my car. It's so calming.
It is a very calming song. And I normally, you know me, like I admittedly like do not like country music, but
I know. I'll let you
love
have one
her.
flaw.
What's really funny is that 99% of my friends, even people I know like super well, are like, they all love country music. My husband is obsessed with country. Dana loves country music. Like everyone I know loves it. And they're like, I don't understand why I'm like, I just don't. I don't know. I never have.
So funny.
I like old school country, like Dixie Chicks, Jessica Andrews,
Oh my God.
like Jody Messina. I will listen to that shit all day long. Maybe not all day, but I like that's like my style of country that I like.
Yeah, the Chicks will be at the Zoo Amp here pretty soon, so maybe we should go to that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would 100% go see them.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, well, is there anything else you want to end with? Is there anything else?
Have you ever used your nacho cheese Dorito as a vehicle for your Velveeta cheese macaroni?
No.
You have to do it.
How have I never done this?
I don't know. I for sure thought you would say yes to that.
Right? I thought you were going to say cheese dip, and I was going to be like, hell yeah. But then when you said like shells and cheese, I was like, oh, I actually have not done that.
Nacho cheese Doritos, shells and cheese. Don't even get a spoon out. Just your life is going to be
changed my life.
I know.
Holy crap! That's happening this week.
You have to. Hazel, my 2-year-old. It's her way of doing it too. Now.
I love that. I love her name too. That's such a pretty name.
She's so sweet.
Well, I am super excited to see you next Tuesday. Oh my gosh, that's a week from today. Yes.
I know.
I cannot wait. And I was thinking, I kept going back and forth because we're doing breakfast and then you're going to spray me and then I have to do my treatment. But next time I come in, we're doing like a day, a day. So
yeah, hopefully my stuff will be finished by then and we can that area has everything. We can go eat and whatever you want. So.
Hell yes. So excited. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm sure we're going to get lots and lots and lots of questions and responses to this once it airs. I'm going to try to see if my videographer can get it ready to air. I'm supposed to drop one this Friday, but what I might do is wait and I'll drop this one next Friday. Haven't decided yet. That way we can get it out sooner. So
yeah, I love that. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Keep doing everything that you're doing and inspiring, and you're inspiring a lot of women. And you probably, I know that you're aware of that, but like some days you may forget that like a lot of women are watching you. I can't even tell you the amount of direct messages I got on Instagram over the weekend. Literally when we were driving to Dallas, I was on my phone the entire time and Josh was driving. I was like, are you okay that I'm like kind of working, like doing stuff on my phone? He was like, I don't care. Like just listening to music and driving. And the whole time, like it was literally like, I saw Hannah's post. She looks so amazing. I want to do what she's doing. And it was like, so I just want you to know that like you really are inspiring so many women. And the way that you're doing it is a realistic way. And you're not putting out there something fake or not sustainable and something that's going to damage their health. Like you're doing this the best way possible and you are making such a difference.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. I am aware of the platform I've built. I do not take it lightly. I want to be as real as possible and you know, I have this platform for a reason and I think it's to help women and I'm trying to be really responsible with that. So
well, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for checking out the CWC podcast. If you want to learn more about our community, make sure to check out the show notes.